Hello and welcome to another episode of Sus Faction.
Yes, today is an Acela-centric episode, and I am Kyle.
And I'm Isella.
And we're
We're
your
your hosts.
hosts.
So I didn't put the teaser out yet this week, but we're also recording a little early this week, so it's fine. I'll just put it out tonight. But we're welcoming you to Camp Cryptid.
Yes.
During the next 6 weeks, we're going to be talking about different cryptids that you may encounter while camping.
Yeah.
And that means camping everywhere. We have some from Appalachia, some from the Southwest region, some from all over. So anywhere that you would camp, you may encounter a cryptid. We probably have that region covered.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to start with the Puckwudgie. It's just such a fun word to say, and some people, I guess, have become familiar with the term through Harry Potter.
Oh,
which
really?
I didn't even realize
I didn't know that was a thing.
one of the magical creatures talked about in Harry Potter. But it briefly meant my spiel about Puckwudgies briefly mentions Harry Potter. So in the Algonquin language, the word Puckwudgie translates to little wild man of the woods that vanishes. A Puckwudgie is a short, magical humanoid from Native American folklore, particularly among the Wampanoag and Algonquin tribes. Standing 2 to 3 feet tall, these creatures are famous for being highly territorial, mischievous, and occasionally dangerous, capable of shape-shifting and creating fire. They sound fun already.
Right.
Some distinct features are a larger nose and ears, and fingers with smooth gray or faintly glowing skin. A unique body, often depicted with porcupine quills for their back, and a half troll, half human face.
Half troll, half human. So, what do we think a troll looks like?
That's what my question is. What do we think a troll looks like? When I think troll, I think of the did you ever see Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yes.
That's what I think
That's
of.
what I think of. That's so crazy because Ernest Scared Stupid was like the movie that scared me as a child.
Oh, really?
Because of that troll.
Because of the troll, the gross, snotty,
naughty,
nasty
gross,
troll.
bubbly, boiled,
Yes.
covered nose. Yes, that's what I think of as a troll too. So that's crazy that you think that.
I mean, I guess those that are older than us might think of the cute little trolls with the colorful hair and gemstone bellies.
Right. Like late or the earlier 80s.
Right. And those younger than us probably think of the trolls from Frozen.
Oh, yeah. Or I was thinking also the trolls from the troll. Oh, wait, you said that. I was thinking the troll movie, but that's where the gemstone bellies come from. Yeah, that's where the gemstone
bellies come from, is the because it was those toys.
Yeah.
In the 70s, they were huge.
Oh, yeah. I loved them when I was a kid.
I know. They came back around. Everything comes back around every, 20 years. Trends and toys and... not all the toys. Some of them were dangerous.
Some of them didn't age well. Like Pregnant Barbie.
Oh, I know. My sister had one.
Really?
Yeah, we had one. It had a little baby that you would put inside it.
The belly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Pregnant Barbie. Oh my gosh. No tangent of just continued toys.
Yeah. Okay. These Puckwudgies are usually skilled with a bow and arrow, often carrying short, poison-tipped arrows. According to Wampanoag tradition, so the first was Algonquin tradition. According to Wampanoag tradition, Puckwudgies were once friendly to humans, but turned against them after growing jealous of the reverence that people held for a giant named Maushap. I think that's how you would pronounce that.
They sound a lot like brownies and boggarts. How brownie, if you ever were into Spiderwick Chronicles, I was a Spiderwick kid. I know Harry Potter and Spiderwick are kind of like two sides of the same coin. But
Okay.
a brownie is like a little house elf
Okay.
type thing, like but a little tiny, like a little Tom Thumb size, and it turns into a boggart after if it's like neglected or
Oh.
it's not appeased. So it
Okay.
sounds kind of that's what it kind of reminds me of. Like
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah.
I saw the movie Spiderwick Chronicles and it was a good movie, but I didn't like get into the books.
Oh, I love them. They're so good.
Okay. So, they possess powerful supernatural abilities, including invisibility, the power to appear and disappear at will, kind of like um if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z where he can like instant transmission pop in and out of places, that's what it makes me think of, where they can appear and disappear at will. Shape shifting, so the ability to transform into animals, most commonly a porcupine or a cougar.
Wow, how do you go from porcupine to cougar?
I don't know. And you would think a cougar might even be too big for their size.
Right.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
They're also known for trickery, luring unsuspected travelers off cliffs or into deep water using magic, glowing orbs, or will o' the wisps.
I love Will o' the Wisps.
I first learned of will o' the wisps from Brave.
Brave.
Yes.
Oh
I love Brave.
really?
I did.
Will o' the Wisps. I learned about Will o' the Wisps a long time ago, like before Brave.
Yeah, but I don't have any European descent. Like, I don't have any European blood personally, so I didn't hear any of those types of legends growing up.
Oh, I didn't hear legends. I just knew about them from reading about them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just from reading, because all my stuff was
Fantasy.
occult or fantasy.
Okay.
Even from the age of 9, I was reading occult books. So
I was a kid that did not enjoy reading. I really hated being told that I had to read, so I didn't do it until I got older. And then it was all history, historical fiction, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't read the Harlequin romance novels that a lot of teachers read apparently.
Oh yeah, a smut reader. Hello.
Yeah, I don't
I
read
have a little
those.
sticker on my laptop.
The
that says
closest I got to
smut
reading
reader.
something that you would maybe consider smut was a book called oh my gosh, The Fatal Throne. That is about the 6 wives of Henry VIII, but it was their journal entries in their diary, so some of them had some pretty smutty journal entries about the way
Yeah.
he made them feel.
I bet.
But that was the closest I ever got to reading something like that. Just, it doesn't do it for me. Okay. While they are deeply rooted in indigenous mythology, modern cryptid hunters and locals claim Puckwudgies still inhabit dense forests across the United States. In Massachusetts, highly associated with the Freetown State Forest and the Hockomock Swamp. Sorry, Hockomock Swamp. And of course, the infamous Bridgewater Triangle. In Indiana, they are known in Midwestern lore with several alleged sightings near Mounds State Park in Anderson, Indiana. So, I mean, if they migrate or travel, then they come through here.
That's crazy.
Right? If you think about it, Massachusetts to Indiana, they would
travel through Ohio.
Yep. And there was some lore that I read that they had originated in the Great Lakes region.
Oh.
So it just kind of depends like where your stories are coming out of. But yeah, so from Massachusetts to Indiana, Great Lakes region, so like this northern section of the United States is where you would find these little creatures. Okay. Oop, lost my place. All right. So then I got onto this website called The Problem with Puckwudgies.
Oh.
And they had some interesting information about the actual Wampanoag stories. So, according to the earliest Wampanoag stories about Puckwudgies, they live in the saltwater marshes around Papaneset Bay. south of Mashpee. I can't say any of these words. A warlike people possessing powerful magic. They built houses among the tall marsh grasses and organized themselves into 7 bands, a chief over each, with an even more powerful head chief, a great magician, according to the folklore, presiding over the 7 lower. It should be noted that nowhere in the earliest stories are the Puckwudgies described as creatures, cryptids, or troll like. So the earlier stories, they weren't given those qualities.
What were they supposed to have originally? Okay, you're getting there.
No, you go ahead and ask the question, though. It's okay.
What were they originally looking like? What did they originally appear to be?
Little people.
Just little people?
Little
Just
people, like
dwarfs?
pygmy people.
Oh.
Yep. Furthermore, their tribal organization with handfuls of Puckwudgies forming smaller bands within the larger tribe mirrors the Wampanoag's own social organization, which again emphasizes their similarity to human beings. Puckwudgies in the Wampanoag stories were never described as being in isolation, always in the bands. This reflects the Wampanoag's own way of life, which for centuries comprised of families and villages connected to a larger community. Although now most of the lore mentions them being encountered alone. You'll find one Puckwudgie spying on you. But that doesn't mean they're alone.
Right?
It just might be the scout.
I was going to say, if you find one, there might be others just hiding, waiting in the wings.
Right. Now, admittedly, the first Puckwudgie in Ojibwe folklore was a man called Wades Ace Emid, who remained the size of a child and withdrew into the woods to live among the mountains and rivers. He was the ancestor of all the Puckwudgies. However, once the race was established, the Puckwudgies lived and acted in groups. Puckwudgies function in Wampanoag stories as thinly veiled stand-ins for white people.
No.
This can be seen in their tormenting of the Wampanoag and their attack on the tribe's magical protector, Maushop. Remember the giant I mentioned earlier, who represents the Wampanoag's ancient way of life. Although the Puckwudgies are small, their magic is powerful and turns out to be unstoppable. Maushop becomes so angry with them, he tries to drive them from Cape Cod. All these story elements reflect the Wampanoag's justifiable resentments with the white people. So they're thinking that this was just like a created story at some point, that the tribes in the area, the Wampanoag tribes in the area, told their children to kind
of instill fear of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In 1910,
Sorry.
oh, you're fine. In 1910, when an illustrated edition of the Song of Hiawatha was published, the Puckwudgies appeared in the illustrations looking like little children or pygmies. These illustrations were not Ojibwe productions and may therefore require some analysis and correction. However, the Puckwudgies' appearance in these paintings seem much closer in spirit to the depiction found in the older folklore, for they are clearly little people. But by 1982, when Jean Fritz with an R, published her influential children's book, The Good Giants and the Bad Puckwudgies, the Puckwudgies resembled tiny gray-skinned trolls with large black manes. Ever since, people have portrayed Puckwudgies as troll-like cryptids. We can also conclude that J.K. Rowling's depiction of Puckwudgies as magical creatures rather than little people has further compounded the problem. So, the writer of The Problem with Puckwudgies has a different viewpoint and very much disagrees with calling the creatures in the Freetown State Forest Puckwudgies. The writer believes they may be something else.
Oh.
So I have a couple stories from Reddit.
Of course.
Because where else do you find cryptid encounter stories? I mean, I've been
Reddit.
able right. I found some others before, but I went to Reddit this time. All right, this one was published 3 years ago. The publisher has since deleted their profile, but the story remains. I have a true story to share, possibly, regarding a Puckwudgie. The incident occurred in 1989, at which point I was 9 years old. I used to live in a small Massachusetts town which had a yearly bonfire. For some reason, this small podunk town seemed to amass a bizarre number of wood pallets which they'd burn every year in a large field shared by two schools. This mound of pallets was easily 80 feet high. It was the size of a barn, so no matter where you were, you would see the glow of the fire. Now, I attended both of those schools in sequence. My house was only about 150 yards from the school, separated by a small forest. There's even a path through this forest leading right to the school. Other than my neighbors who also attended my school, I'd never seen anyone out there. Keep in mind, there wasn't much wilderness there even in the 80s and 90s. And I love forests. So I had walked to school every day, aside from during inclement weather, and I've walked that path 1,000 times. I have run down that path at full speed when late for school. I've ridden my bike on this trail. It's a smooth, flat trail. So the bonfire was starting, and I remember begging my dad to let me run through the forest to try and beat them in a vehicle. Sure, kiddo, just be careful. Sounds like something Eddie would do. Like, I'm gonna race you there. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna drive and I'm gonna run, but I'm gonna race you. Oh goodness. Sure, kiddo, just be careful. So I bolt as soon as the engine started, containing my mother and father. I know I know I can beat these punks. Plus, he's got to park. I'm going to win. I am running as fast as my girly legs would allow. I can see the glow of fire through the woods as I am nearing the clearing. It was eerie, but also strangely beautiful to me. I happen to think fire as an art can be beautiful. And the image in my head is one such example. Suddenly, I tripped hard and slammed into the ground. This is why I describe the path being smooth. It felt like a root or something had snagged my foot, and I was so surprised because I would have known to avoid it by habit. But it's dark outside, and other than the fire and the silhouettes of trees, I can barely see anything. But I knew this path. Then I see it, just barely. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting goosebumps just preparing to describe what I think I was looking at. As I said, short range visibility is nil, and I had no flashlight. This is 1989. No smartphone light. But 5 or 6 feet away, it looked like a bald little old man, Harry, was curled up next to a tree in a sort of stationary cannonball position. A cannonball, like you yell when jumping into your swimming pool.
Yeah.
I just remember being on the ground and feeling really uneasy all of a sudden. I stopped believing in ghosts and goblins when I was 5, but this feeling was just really off. My impulse to run eventually kicked in. I had no idea how long I laid there dumbfounded. Based on what I recall, the thing was entirely stationary. I saw no movement, no glint of the eyes, no sound of breathing. As I bolted out of the woods, I distinctly remember convincing myself it was just an old tree stump. Or it was a rock, you idiot. Well, I thought to check the next time I walked to school. No root in the path, and no rock or stump near any tree. WTF. Sorry, that's what it says. I would have said
Right.
it if it said the other thing. If it had been some snot nosed kid hiding, likely a classmate, they would have jumped and screamed boo or something. If it were an adult taking a smoke break, surely they would have offered this child some water for her rather nasty faceplant. If it had been a child predator, I'd be on a milk box somewhere. None of these things happened, so I eventually forgot the incident. Fast forward to about 3 or 4 years ago. I'm now a grown woman and watching Netflix one night. I found something called the Bridgewater Triangle. For context, um, 2 is a college town. Sorry, Bridgewater. I messed that up. Bridgewater is a college town, perhaps 30 minutes from the location of this incident. And it was listed documentary and supernatural. So I thought, hey, cool. I know that place. Well, my world froze when they got to the section on Puckwudgies. I remember being thoroughly floored. Did I see one of these things? Was my immediate thought. Had you asked me 30 plus years ago what I saw, to be completely honest, I wouldn't have even known they had a name. Now, I'll never forget
That's crazy.
it. Okay. So this next one is it's a very short one. It was in the comments to the first one.
Oh,
So it's kind of a response. It says, I live right on the edge of the Freetown Forest. What you encountered is more than likely a Puckwudgie. I regularly travel into the forest, and I can honestly say these are not what people think they are in the woods there. The Bridgewater Triangle, or things are not what people think they are in the woods there. The Bridgewater Triangle, as it was dubbed, and this area are very active. Not far from where I work, the Native Americans still have powwows. I've seen things, and so have my coworkers who commute here and have no idea what's around them. One gentleman basically explained to me after everyone else had left for fear of being ridiculed that he saw what we know here as a skinwalker or flesh pedestrian or shapeshifter, which skinwalkers and shapeshifters are two different things. But some people don't know that. So, um, and he said people laugh at these ideas until they have an encounter.
Right.
So that was that story. And then I have one more that I pulled. It's another kind of lengthy one. So it's going to be my last one. Okay. It's called My Sister and I Saw a Puckwudgie as Kids. This one was posted a year ago. So more recent, yes. When my sister and I were young, we both saw a Puckwudgie in our bedroom. We shared a bunk bed in a trailer as kids, and I slept on the bottom. She was on the top. I was 4 or 5, and she was 7, I think. Late one night, when I was getting ready to fall asleep, I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. A 3 foot tall, slightly glowing grayish blue goblin troll looking figure entered into our bedroom. It moved slowly, as if it were just wandering. It had an elongated nose, fingers, ears, feet, and long hedgehog type hair down its back. Long, skinny torso, but fit and lean with muscle. The entity was wearing a Native American type of outfit, as far as the cloth over its body. The entity walked into the middle of the room, stopped, and looked at both of us with a blank stare, staring into our eyes. We were both dead quiet. It was weird. I didn't feel scared or threatened when it looked at me. It's more like a feeling of respect and weariness. The stare didn't last long. The entity then looked forward and continued its walk and disappeared through the wall, never to be seen again.
Whoa.
Well, they can appear and disappear, so I guess through
Yeah,
the wall makes
transmutation.
sense. Yeah. I remember asking my sister, "Did you see that?" And she said, "Yes." I then grabbed my Nerf gun that was on my bed next to me. I just got and told my sister that if it comes back, I'll shoot it. She said okay, and we went to sleep. Told our parents, they didn't believe us. No big deal. We weren't distressed about it, but we did both remember the exact details of our sighting throughout the years growing up and bring it up every now and then. As kids and growing into adulthood, we had no idea what we saw. We just remember the exact details of it. Fast forward to when I was in my 20s. I was watching a ghost hunting show. I forgot the name of it, but I think it was a group of college students. This group would describe what type or ghost and go beyond, I don't know, just saying you have ghosts. Anyways, they were describing the ghost they thought was haunting the property. Started saying this ghost is from Native American folklore. It's 2 to 3 feet tall and gray. Hold the phone. Boy, did my ears ever perk up. Continuing, they said it likes to prank and lead people into trouble. Then they finally said the ghost they thought it was Puckwudgie. I immediately searched Google Images, and wow, I never would have thought I'd see that thing again. I found damn near the exact same figure I saw as a little boy with my sister. Many pictures and instances. What a gut wrenching feeling. I sent a picture of the Puckwudgie to my sister via text message. I didn't tell her what it was I had found yet, only sent the photo. She said, "Oh my God, where the fuck did you find that?"
That's crazy.
That is the thing we saw that night. When they we then talked a while on the phone, recalling details yet again on what we saw all those years ago, but with more uneasiness and excitement this time. Can't believe how random this was. Got to reading all about the folklore and searching images. Pretty good depictions of what they look like. Some scary ones too. The one we saw didn't have big fangs or claws that I remember, or it chose not to show it to us as we weren't a threat. Anyways, just wanted to share my story. I was having a deep discussion with Grok earlier about the whole meaning of life and how all religions and cultures view the afterlife, etc., and it sparked that memory. Well,
That's funny.
I've never seen any cryptids, I don't think. But
I don't think I've ever seen cryptids. I've seen ghosts, but
uh,
I've never seen
yeah,
cryptids.
I'm pretty sure I've seen ghosts, but I don't think I've ever seen a cryptid. And if I had, I would probably remember it probably for the rest of my life
Yeah.
also.
No, I fully want to. I want to see, like, I want to go to Appalachia and, like,
Yeah.
hear whistling and
Well, you're
stuff.
going to be in Massachusetts. Maybe you'll come across a Puckwudgie.
Right? We're going to be exploring, so we'll see.
Yeah. That's all I have on Puckwudgies today.
That was a lot.
Was it?
Yeah.
There were some longer stories, but
Yeah,
I
for
felt like
sure.
they were good stories. I mean, none of them were camping,
Right.
but I mean,
Well,
just
she was talking about a campfire,
yeah,
bonfire,
bonfire.
camp activities.
Yeah, that is a camp activity, a bonfire. Um, but I mean, people camp in Appalachia. I camped in Appalachia last summer, so it happens. And it was weird. Last summer when we were camping, there were some like strange lights, and we were like afraid there was going to be an alien invasion. It was crazy, but I mean, Appalachia's full of mystery.
Yeah, it is.
Um, there's so much lore, and we're gonna cover some more things later this month.
Yeah, I got the Bat Witch next week.
What region is that one from? Appalachia?
No. Give me a moment. Filling some dead space. Pennsylvania. Columbia, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so that would be Appalachia, Pennsylvania.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, parts of it.
A part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to be talking about um La Lechuza,
Hmm.
and that lore comes to us from Mexico.
Yeah.
And then the one I'm going to finish the month with is kind of it's a little bit of a cryptid, but it's also kind of a little true crimey type story.
That's fine. Sounds good
So,
with me. I like that. So awesome. Well, thank you for the story, Isabella. I love them all. They were good.
you're welcome.
All right. Well, we will hear. You'll hear more from us next week. If what
We post every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, trust no one, question everything.
I'm stumbling over my words now. And if you want to send us your stories, reach us at suspectionpod@outlook.com. Send us your stories, spooky history, dark history, cryptid, ghost stories, anything. Again, our email is suspectionpod@outlook.com, and we have an Instagram.
Yes, our Instagram is at suspectionpod. Um, in our bio, you will find the links for Amazon Music, YouTube, and Spotify. We also have a Patreon where we post a true crime story at the end of the month every month. This month of June, we will be talking about Wendy Williams.
Yeah, and that one's gonna. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Oh, I have so much uh, love for Wendy Williams, so that's gonna be so much fun.
Yes.
Okay, so well, thank you, and we will see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.